Hello, my Jelly Fighters. My name is Jim, and this is your Daily Brogue for the 27th of September, 2021. So we'll see how everything works out. I ended up starting out by replaying the seed from the 26th because I accidentally wrote it as the 25th. So in the screen recorder, I've got both the 26th and the 25th as the 25th. There is a misspelling, so I might have the MP4s already up. I'm not sure. Might have both the MP4s. I might not. I do not know. We're right at the beginning. So, okay, let's see, what have I got? Aquamarine Potion, which is Incineration. So, let's get that out of the way. But we had a Bloodwort stock down here. So you'll see if all of a sudden there might be something weird, I'm just saying, in some of the exposition in the past couple of sword episodes. Okay, so what I was talking about is one of these things that showed up in my feed, some sort of evolutionary psychology paper. So, evolutionary psychology. Another evolutionary psychology being okay, let's try some of these guys. E is detect magic. H is bad, F is good. Let's just give it a shot. This is going to be a rats in the walls. Let's see. Okay, this is bad. Let's see what happens if I press F. Is a teleportation scroll. So, look out there. Got my key, and up here is the magic dude. Or whatever. Okay, there we go. Okay, so that mace is special, but I don't have any levitation. It's fine. Life. Oh crap. Okay, so that was alright for that. Actually, I better use that Bloodwort stock real quick. Okay. So I came across in my feed some sort of evolutionary psychology thing. Interestingly, I was listening to an old episode of Rationally Speaking, the podcast. And the guest was talking about how evolutionary psychology basically cut itself into two parts. Right? One, the good part and the bad part, whatever that means. So, I mean, evolutionary psychology always had a bad reputation, as did sociobiology, and they're basically the same thing. And in fact, the good ones, the ones that people are pretty pro towards still have the same problems. It's just that they're a little bit better. So according to this guy, the evolutionary psychologists broke up into two groups. And okay. And basically, one set is insular and has basically set up its own sort of scientific apparatus with conferences and publications and things like that, sort of like a pseudoscience, sort of like the cold fusion community, is what this guy said. And okay, so that is going to be bad. Let's see, do I have, what is I? Darkness, wonderful. But because, you know, this is tapped out, it's weird. Expected it to last a lot longer. I might need to mitigate the darkness with another telepathy, so that at least shows me where the dudes are. Doesn't help with the exploration aspect, but shows me where the dudes are. Now, obviously, this is improving things. Oops. Things are improving for me, so I don't have to worry about it so much. So when I get this thing in my feed, I have to ask myself, is this one of the good evolutionary biology ones, or is this evolutionary psychology things, or is this one of the bad evolutionary psychology things? And almost certainly it's a bad one. So what it was it said, you know, women can just tell by your face, just by your face alone, whether or not you are, whether or not you're just interested in sex, or if you're just interested, or if you're interested in a relationship. So, I mean, it's not by the way you act, it's not by, you know, your smile or something like that. It's literally, women can tell, according to this, by your facial morphology, right? The shape of your nose or something like that, because it doesn't really identify what part of that shows who you are. It just says that some part of that shows who you are. So you think, this is bad, and it probably is. Now you say, oh, but it's peer-reviewed. Well, most stuff in the literature is bad. No, that's even assuming, there's really nothing to talk about with what they call the replication crisis in social sciences. And the replication crisis is in the social sciences people have a hard time replicating previous studies. In some places, like social psychology, it's bad. Hard to pronounce these things. Social psychology and evolutionary psychology are pretty bad with replications, almost impossible to replicate. So let's say 30% can be replicated, 70% are unreplicable. That sounds pretty bad. I'm not sure that it's bad, but it sounds pretty bad, right? I mean, if you were just to ask somebody, that sounds reasonably bad. Oops, there I drop. And it is pretty bad, but it's just something to worry about.